So here we go then, last match of the day on court 17. It's going to be Eubanks to start us off.
15 love.
First, and it certainly won't be the last.
No, and I have a suspicion that that serve might have been operating extremely well for him in the
30
qualifying rounds. There's another one. And maybe it's something for Eubanks to adjust to as well. Not just playing in the evening, but also with a crowd qualifying.
Yep.
No one was in the stands.
Good news for Eubanks is that I believe 2 of his qualifying matches were actually on this court, on court 17. So in terms of just kind of getting used to the pace of the court, that's obviously going to help him.
Game Eubanks.
And it's just the start that he was after. Quick fire, hold to love.
First game.
So I'm interested, Adam, to see the style that Francis brings to the court, the tactics against Eubanks. Obviously, they mentioned that they're good friends, probably spent some time on the practice court with each other, that Francis, you know, can add some discipline into his game.
Francis Tiafoe to serve.
Elongate some of the points. You would think that some of the rallies, if they do extend, would go in the favor of Tiafoe. He has a bit more experience at this level also.
Out. Love 15.
Backhand cleanly early on here. Eubanks
Love
definitely is
13.
the weaker wing of his.
That's flush.
A lot of taping, isn't there, on that left leg?
But initially when he walked onto the court and started warming up, and maybe there might have been a newer tattoo addition. From the top of the quad down to almost the ankle.
Let's for service.
But it is some tape. That is talcum powder. The trainers also just wipe it down so you get rid of that sticky area, as well as he's going to be sweating out here so that it does retain the elasticity.
15-30.
Serve into the body of Eubanks.
30 all.
Serve against a big guy. 6'7" is Chris Eubanks. 2'1" in old money. His coach is actually taller than him. Chris Eubanks. He's working with a guy called Philip Gresk, who they actually went to university together. There he is, in the white baseball cap there. He's 6'8".
Doesn't look 6'8" sitting there. And he would be terribly cramped in some of those seats.
He sure would, yeah. It's all set up with a quality return from Eubanks right on the baseline. Good start here.
Yeah, and that backhand, again, of Eubanks, we spoke about maybe a slight weakness off of that side, but it looks like he's striking it well, driving it cross court. See if he can pull it up the line when an opportunity comes.
Advantage, Tiafoe. Game, Tiafoe.
Yeah, hard hard-earned opening service game for Francis Tiafoe, but he won't care. Comes through, 1 game all.
1 game all, first set.
Yeah, nice way to finish the game. And the speed clock at the back of the court there, 125 miles an hour. And I have a suspicion that those first few serves that he sent into play weren't some of the speed that he can attain. Wondering whether he is tactically trying to get a lot of first serves into play against Eubanks.
That's a beauty from Tiafoe. He loved it.
Love 15.
Well, the return just ends up a little short. Difficult for the big man, Eubanks. He just has to try and find a position, but Tiafoe threads it up the line, and a little bit of footwork there just to dance back into position.
Yeah, the more people in this stadium, the better as far
15 all.
as Francis Tiafoe is concerned.
Thirty 15.
I had the pleasure of calling his first round match at Wimbledon this year. Played on court, won, I believe, against Stefanos Tsitsipas. And when both players entered the court, there was a huge smile on Francis's face. Joy of playing on such a grand
15.
stage. And his form that certainly matched the big smile as well. And he kept smiling. He was enjoying the atmosphere. A little more reserved at the moment. See, he's now coming in a little kamikaze, but he's drawn the mistake.
He's a braver man than I am. Big hitting from both players. Yeah, nice bit of gamesmanship from Tiafoe, just getting
40,
Eubanks
30.
thinking.
He's solid, isn't he? I mean, he's just got such a strong athletic build.
Let for service. Game Eubanks.
They're trying to take that second serve return so early, Tiafoe.
Eubanks
Couple of meters
leads
inside the
2 games to
baseline,
1
but
first
it's
set.
Eubanks who holds. And we stay on serve here, 2-1.
Which is actually what he did at Wimbledon as well, Adam. He picked someone out in the crowd, obviously someone that was enjoying his level of play.
Love 15.
Just stopped operating. Ball was sent up high. There's Wayne Ferreira. Formidable player in his own right. Very talented South African.
Must have come up against him, would he?
Many times. That's why I said he was a
15 all.
So you clearly didn't get on too well.
No. We got along well off the court. On the court was the trouble. He certainly handed me a few losses.
30 15.
Yeah, done a good job together though, these two, Tiafoe and Ferreira. Relatively early stages still. I know one of the big things Wayne wanted to change was the attitude of Tiafoe, maybe a little too relaxed off the court and not quite practicing as hard as maybe he should have done.
Game, Tiafoe.
Comfortable hold for Tiafoe. 2 games all.
And
Two
it's
games
important,
all
isn't it? That's
per set.
why you would think the experience of Wayne Ferreira, obviously a fantastic singles player as well as a doubles player, that he can advise and guide Frances Tiafoe, but try to take on a bit more of a disciplined approach. Talking of a disciplined approach, the first match that I called today, Adam, was Andrei Rublev, number 5 seed, and a tough opponent against Ivo Karlovic. You can make anyone feel uncomfortable on the court, but he played with such great discipline. Didn't go for any big first serves. He didn't want to expose his second serve, but it was just that type of approach, and he won the match in 3 sets. Was quite economical display, and I feel like that's something that Tiafoe needs to draw upon, is taking that disciplined approach at times.
Off the court as well. I mean, I've heard Fernando Vicente say a couple of times that it's almost like a lot of the players, you have to kind of drag them onto the practice court, whereas with Rublev, you've almost got to drag him off it.
Right.
He's so desperate to improve and get better and work.
Yeah, he's been knocking on the door, and it's something that Francis, he has shown us. He's got the goods under the hood there. There's that fortunate return. Not quite out the middle of the racket, but sneaks over the net. But this man certainly has weapons, and if he can just put it together, and he could be a danger in the second week of some of these major tournaments.
Eubanks.
From Eubanks. So no drama so far for either player on serve. Eubanks stays out
Eubanks
in front,
leads
3-2.
3-2 first set.
So well into the evening here now, just coming up to 8 o'clock. Away from the searing afternoon sun. Tiafoe here at 2-3. Beauty.
Love 15.
Well, maybe tells a story. Certainly, he overran the ball, and you can see that he's had to rebalance. Not the best of finishes after making contact, but still able to roll across court for the winner.
15-all.
Still yet to see, Adam, that backhand of Eubanks go up the line.
Yeah.
It's very much directed cross court. Just wonder how soon Tiafoe try and sit on that shot.
30-15.
Yeah, apparently the one thing that Eubanks and Philip Gresk have been working on is just trying to get the forehand into play with the kind of third ball of the rally, so serve and then forehand next shot, but haven't really seen too much of that so far today. The backhand's actually been looking in pretty good working order.
No need to start swinging around and look for forehands if that backhand is coming off as sweet as it is.
Yeah, they kind of likened it to Jack Sock, how he likes to play. Just kind of camp in that backhand corner and try and rip as many forehands as you can. I like the play though, nice change up.
Tiafoe.
Allowing Tiafoe to settle out here, 3 games all.
3 games all first set.
Why not have that option of going forward? It's a luxury. We've highlighted that he's 6'7", so he's got some presence on the court. There's some reach. Maybe test Tiafoe out on one of the key moments when he's serving in the latter stages of this first set.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what we were just speaking about.
15 love.
First serve, ran around the ball, hit a big forehand with the next shot.
Thirty love.
Too many first serves, either player so far. Oh,
30-15.
the 127 second serve.
Throwing it all in there. Obviously, a lot of confidence behind that serve. See that nice, tidy win rate behind the first serves with Eubanks.
Safe with the approach.
So there's
30 all.
that play from Tiafoe. He just hovers in the backhand court, expecting the backhand of Eubanks to come cross court. It does. He just has to balance himself and guide that one up the line.
Wow, that one isn't coming back.
40-13.
So after the serve, 2 forehands.
Yep.
One was very heavy. The second one was even better.
Game
Another
Eubanks.
ace. 5th ace already for Christopher Eubanks. Big roar of come on. He is right up for this.
New balls, please.
Serve dominating still. Been pretty
Eubanks
quick fire
leads
stuff
4 games
so
to 3
far.
per set.
Eubanks leading 4-3. Told you this place would just keep filling up as this opening set went on.
It's even more picturesque, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful sight to see the crowds here on day one. Picturesque. Court 17, sunken. And it's a magnificent court to be playing on, quite intimate. A bad seat.
Himself in a bit of bother there, Eubanks. He was
15 love.
predicting serve was going to go into his backhand. Started moving across to his left-hand side, then quickly had to readjust.
Really well done by Tiafoe. And this is an overhead earlier in the
30
first set.
love.
The feet stopped moving, operating, but that time, I get a good view here. Moves in, he's got great foot speed, but have a look at the 2 feet. Just repositioning, balanced, and so he's getting, once he makes, starts the swing, all the weight is going through the overhead.
Forty love.
Good
Game
lead.
Tiafoe.
Only just.
Last bar. Again, great to see.
4 games all
We
per
love
set.
Adam that he's choosing to throw in the serve and volley. It's certainly an area of his game that
Tiafoe has But the first serve came to his rescue more often than
Eubanks
not.
leads
And now
5
a little
games
bit
to
of
4
pressure on
set.
Tiafoe's shoulders, serving to try and stay in the set of 4-5. Bit of a laugh and a giggle between Mr. Eubanks and his coach. Relieved after coming through that last service game, but this has been blink and you'll miss it stuff, this opening set. 9 games, only half an hour gone.
Fifteen love.
Well handled by
13 love.
Tiafoe. Just waiting for that forehand. It is a side. It doesn't always look smooth, that forehand shot of Francis. Again, I think that's the benefit of having someone like Wayne Ferreira. Helps him just
40 love.
solidify that forehand wing. A nice early take back and great balance as a bonus.
Forty 15. Game
Lethal
Tiafoe.
approach from Tiafoe, really knifed that slice down low to the backhand of Eubanks. Clever stuff
5 games
from
all,
Tiafoe,
first
5
set.
games all.
To see if Tiafoe, 3 years of age, can keep applying the pressure on Chris Eubanks here.
That was good from Tiafoe again, hit the return
Low
charge to the
pitching.
net. I'm sure Eubanks just saw that out the corner of his eye. He lined up that backhand slice. He knew that he had to make it a good one.
Fifteen all.
Still strong serving from Eubanks as well as Tiafoe. Eubanks landing 79% of first serves into play.
Rocket with a return, that was maybe just beginning to get a bit more of the read on
15,
this serve,
13.
Tiafoe.
Thirty all.
Once again, nicely played by Eubanks. Using the forehand, he didn't try to pull the trigger on the ball going cross court, made sure it had plenty of rotation and height, and extracted the error from Tiafoe.
Points in the last Eubanks service game. He's got another one here, Tiafoe.
30-14.
Really beginning to apply some serious pressure.
gets to this stage, now he's got to try and get a racket on the return. Eubanks has defied. Great points, clean serving by him previously. That's a big miss there. It's in by quite a distance.
Decent second serve. Had to wait a little while as well, just for the ball boy to pick up the loose ball.
Banks hoping for a first serve. Doesn't want to have to rely too often on that second serve.
Advantage, Eubanks.
Be annoyed at that, Tiafoe. It's right into that forehand slot, that second serve.
Game, Eubanks.
Another ace, ace number 9. And another very taxing service game. He's able to find a way through. He guarantees himself at worst a tiebreaker here. Tiafoe to serve at 5-6. Tiafoe's just got to ensure there's no hangover effect, because he's had chances in the last 2 Eubanks service games, hasn't been able to take them. Keep his concentration here.
15-love.
I feel this is a big first set for Chris Eubanks here. Hasn't been playing particularly well this year.
Let's vote.
Hasn't really been playing against guys at the level of Francis Tiafoe in terms of ranking-wise.
Yeah, but certainly showing that, displaying the confidence that he's derived from winning those 3 matches in qualifying. But it, qualies are played over 3 sets. This is a 5-set format.
40-love.
As you said, Adam, that most of the season, Chris Eubanks has been playing at challenger level, competed in 9 of them this year.
Thought the return was going long there.
40-15.
The last time Eubanks actually played a player ranked inside the world's top 50 was here a couple of years ago. Christian Gary in that first round loss that I mentioned when he was given a main draw wild card. Lost 6-3 in the 5th. That would have really hurt him. Has to be careful here, Tiafoe. He's trying to stay away from the Eubanks forehand on that second serve.
Game, Tiafoe.
Comes through in the end. To a tiebreaker we go. Big tiebreak coming up for Chris Eubanks.
6 games old, first set. Tiebreak. One zero, Tiafoe.
And the replay there, the ELC, confirming the ball flush on the line.
What a start. From Eubanks, super response.
1-0.
Yeah, begun with the return. The defensive response from Tiafoe, just trying to drag it back to Eubanks' backhand side, but he was waiting with the forehand.
He showed real guts and
2-1. Tiafoe.
heart in the final qualifying round, and Chris Eubanks actually came through a final set tiebreaker there to make his way into the main draw. Came from a set down. Could that miss be?
3-1. Tiafoe.
Wow. Let's see if this replay shows anything. Well, I mean, he was still moving back, but perhaps just caught the ball down the throat of the frame.
He's taking control of this breaker.
4-1. Tiafoe.
And some power behind the backhand of Eubanks, but it's down the middle of the court. This is the backhand. We can see the preparation by Tiafoe. Just coming through at hip level.
Little turn though, right on the baseline.
4-2. Tiafoe.
Such a stark difference, isn't there, between the Tiafoe forehand and the backhand in terms of the forehand. There's such a big kind of wind up and preparation to it, whereas the backhand, it's really punchy and short.
It's compact, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks very solid, that backhand side. Certainly the forehand over the years has, through different people that have spent time with Francis, have tried to take a look at it, and it's, well, starting to look more solid than a number of seasons ago.
Structure in the world from Tiafoe, but he got away with it.
5-2.
When you try an approach shot like Francis did, even if it does go a little deeper, the point's still alive. You've got to be ready up at net there, which he did, and a brilliant reflex volley.
Five, 3. Tiafoe.
Really good from Eubanks. That whip from the next forehand.
5-4. Tiafoe.
Don't forget, he's 6'7". Yeah. To be able to, he's a lightly built frame. Certainly doesn't give me that impression that he is 6'7", but having to react quickly keeps himself alive in this tiebreaker.
6-4. Tiafoe.
So 2 set points for Francis Tiafoe. Eubanks, not done with by any means here.
6-5. Tiafoe.
There's the forehand. That was the miss hit. Lost the weight of shot and opened the door for Eubanks to drive his forehand. There's the reaction. First serve. Now really key for this youngster. He finds it.
6-all.
Tiafoe is going to kick himself if he doesn't come through this first set. Remember, he had the 4 break points during it. He's had the 2 set points in the breaker. And a big first serve here from Eubanks. Tiafoe's under all kinds of pressure. Tiafoe heard the call there. Had to erupt.
Seven, 6. Eubanks.
Yeah, truly dispatched by Chris Eubanks. Anything that's down the centre third of the court, he would be searching for a forehand.
With success with that serve during this opening set.
7-all.
Both players have had set points. To be unfazed by it all, Wayne Ferreira. That's a clever serve. Takes a little bit of the pace off. 107 miles an hour, but got it nice and short in that service box. Third set points for Tiafoe.
It has to be pretty good. You've got to remember the wingspan of this man on camera.
Tiafoe so far back.
8-all.
Well, he's fortunate that there aren't any lines people here this year. Using the electronic line calling system, he would be running into several of the lines people.
All cameras on court. We saw Medvedev in Cincinnati here clattering into a camera. Great return from Tiafoe. Really got hold of that one. It'll be
9-8.
a fourth opportunity here. And again, this one behind his own serve. Tiafoe, you would say he looked the more likely
7 games to 6.
The opening set. He had chances, but in the end, he comes through in an opening set tiebreaker. 51 minutes. Tiafoe takes it 7-6. As I said in the opening
Second set,
felt as though
Tiafoe
it
to
was
serve.
a little more important, that first set for Eubanks, than it was Tiafoe. Interesting to see what kind of response the 25-year-old can find here. Tiafoe will be relieved because he had to save a set point in the breaker. Eubanks, he's just got to keep believing. Pretty emphatic start.
Love 15.
First serve percentage so high in this match. Tiafoe still up at 77%, so he's not really given Eubanks too many looks behind the second. As you can see, when he has landed the first, he's done a pretty good job behind it as well. Too comfortable on the run, Eubanks, when you get him moving side to side.
30-15.
He did a good job with the return, getting around and giving himself some space, but then having to quickly move out wide to the forehand. A lot of legs happening there and just not balanced well enough.
Out. 40-15. Game, Tiafoe.
Yeah, it's good stuff from Tiafoe after dropping the opening point.
First game,
pretty
second set.
comfortably, 1-love.
So this is a key game for me, Adam, and this next one for Francis. I mean, everything is traveling along nicely, but I think for, you know, if he's trying to make that next stage to be one of the elite names in tennis, he's taken that first set, held serve, and now to put the pressure on. He's got to recognize that he's playing against an inexperienced opponent at this level. At Grand Slam level, he maybe is not or has struggled in the past, certainly this year. That this is a time where Francis Tiafoe could actually secure the match if he could break serve here. We know that Eubanks should be reeling from losing that first set.
Tiafoe is a fairly prolific sweater on the court, so I think a lot of sweat is just dripping off Tiafoe onto the court, so that's what Eubanks just wants cleaned up. How many shirt changes has he had now, Tiafoe? Is this his third, I think?
He's on his third shirt,
yep.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. What an angle Eubanks has found there. Even he has a little smile on that one.
15-love.
That was simply brilliant. Fantastic angle that Tiafoe created, and the response back into the service box by Eubanks.
30-love.
Nice. Eubanks throwing in the serve volley. We've seen it a few times today.
40 love.
And how well has this game been executed by Eubanks? Talking about how much for Tiafoe to apply pressure. He's tried, but
Eubanks.
it's Eubanks that's come up with the goods there. Huge game for the American.
1 game all, second set. Love 15. Let for service. Let for service.
Tiafoe wants to keep Eubanks right in that backhand corner. Never beaten a top 50 player in his career as Chris Eubanks. This is the 5th match that he's played against someone ranked as high as Tiafoe. He's lost the previous 4. Christian Garin, Riley Opelka, Nicholas Basilashvili and Ryan Harrison, the other 4 top 50 players that he's played.
There's the variety of Tiafoe from the backhand side. He's able to get the ball cross court, but equally damaging is the backhand up the line.
30 all.
He's got half a chance here, Eubanks.
Out. (40-30). Let for service.
Yeah, good serving.
Game
Tiafoe. Eubanks certainly just asking a few questions.
New balls,
there.
please.
30 all, but
Tiafoe
Tiafoe able to
leads.
find a way through.
2 games to 1,
No,
second set and
2-1.
1 set to love.
So 1-2, Tiafoe just able to keep applying that little bit of scoreboard pressure as well in this second set by virtue of him serving first. Every time Eubanks looks up, he's behind in the score. Tiafoe. Started with the return.
Love 15.
I think Tiafoe would have been a little disappointed, would he, if you'd have said to him, when it was back in 2019, he made the quarterfinals at the Australian Open on his 21st birthday. Do you think if you'd have said to him then that he would have had the career over the last couple of years that he's had, do you think he would have been a little upset with that?
Frustrated, yeah. I think he was expecting more of himself, but perhaps mentioned that, you know, maybe not always the best or most disciplined approach from Francis. But it's a journey. You don't have to be hitting top 20 or top 10 when you're 21, 22 years of age. But at the same time, you don't want to, when those opportunities arrive, you don't want to just let them slide by all that often. And here's an opportunity now for Tiafoe. They crack this second set, get the first break of serve.
Fifteen, 40.
Tiafoe just giving Eubanks some different looks. He's trying to force Eubanks into serving something a little different, but there was a lot of room for 25-year-old to thunder down another ace. Still one break point.
First serve, Eubanks. 3 more break points come and go. 0 for 4 in the opening set, remember. And look at 1 second serve in those break points, Tiafoe, in this game, and he tried to take it so early, stepped in a couple of meters inside the baseline.
Advantage, Eubanks.
Could have maybe just played with a little more margin. It's tough, isn't it? Because it's obviously a strength of his game, but maybe a little bit of game management as well, recognizing what a big moment it was.
Yeah, I agree. Once again, Eubanks defying break points.
Game, Eubanks.
Serving his way through.
What a hold that is. Again, no wonder he's smiling. Love 14.
2 games all.
Comes through. 2 games all. Not of the head from Philip Gresk. Together at Georgia Tech University. USOpen.org is your online home for point-by-point live scoring, highlights, real-time stats and draws. Visit the official tournament site at USOpen.org.
Fifteen love.
Such great footwork from Tiafoe.
30 love.
Well, what makes this look good is that he gets around with plenty of time. He spaced the ball, smooth follow through, easy power.
Let's for service.
might
40
be
love.
more appropriate for Eubanks to just play a backhand chip down the line there. Always dropping below the level of the net very quickly.
Game, Tiafoe.
Not a straightforward hold for Tiafoe. Before Eubanks knows it, the ball's back in his hands.
Tiafoe leads
Tiafoe ahead
3
again,
games to
3-2.
2 second set. And by 1 set to love. Time.
I want you to walk over it.
So 2-3. Eubanks hanging on. Break point saved already in this second set. I mean, that is just enormous.
15 love.
Looks good, doesn't it? It's good heavy hitting. Forehand. Has a lot of clearance. You see, that's the confident shot as well as the serve.
Deliver.
30 love.
Well, and that is just well timed, and shots like that, you start to wonder why he hasn't made that transition from challenger level up to playing a few more tour events, trying to get through into some 250 level events.
40 love.
He's actually had to travel quite a bit this year. Went down to Australia, lost first round of qualifying. First round of qualifying at Roland Garros. Came back over to the US where he won his first challenger.
Too comfortable, does he, under the high ball?
40.
Take that one on the bounce smash. Complete miss hit.
Well, saying that he can't see anything. Look, there's no footwork at all. Feet stopped operating as he was trying to sight the ball coming down from the clouds.
On return, look how far up the court Tiafoe was
40,
returning.
30.
By the time he'd actually made contact with the ball, he was nearly in the service box.
Game, Eubanks.
Good hold. Eubanks.
3 games
3
all.
games all.
Second set.
nice passage of play.
Love 15.
A little surprised, Adam, that maybe Eubanks hasn't tried to come to net more often.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen a few serve volleys, but other than that, there's not been too much.
Nice win rate for Eubanks when he has arrived at net in this second set. 4 of the 5 times he's got there victorious.
Again, it's another half opportunity here for Eubanks. He got to 30 all in one of the previous Tiafoe service games in this set. Now he's at 15-30. It's the kind of games that he has to try and take. Percentage play pointing to the head.
30 all.
Yeah, it was a shame. He kept himself alive in the point. The forehand previous, and then once he got settled, he really pulled the trigger quickly.
Such a good change of direction with that backhand down the line from Tiafoe.
40-30. Game, Tiafoe.
Another good hold. Another half opportunity slips by though for Eubanks.
Tiafoe leads 4 games to 3 second set.
In front,
by
4-3,
1
second
set
set.
to 11.
From up above, what a picture that is. And what a complex this is. Absolutely amazing place to come and play your tennis.
That's a spectacular view.
Session just about to get underway on Ash. It's at 9 o'clock. Medvedev and Gasquet could be set for a pretty late night. Second match on tonight.
Fifteen. 30-15.
isn't he?
40-15.
With consistent quality returns, Tiafoe certainly off of the second serve. He's sampled moving inside the baseline. He's gone back a fair distance. Just nothing that has been able to bring some rewards. Eubanks doing a fine job. Nudge.
Game,
Points one
Eubanks.
behind the second serve.
4 games all, second set.
Too many service games like that, Eubanks. Just nice and straightforward.
So 4 games apiece. This is where now that the meaty part of the set. Tiafoe stepping up to serve. Not allowing Eubanks at all in this match so far to see a break opportunity.
Fifteen love. Thirty 11. Light for service. It's
Big serving from Tiafoe. Fifth ace of the match. Somewhere behind Eubanks, who's up at 13.
Game,
And again, that serving to the body working well. Eubanks really struggling just to get any kind of meaningful return right
Tiafoe
now.
leads 5 games to 4, second
Tiafoe
set.
is potentially
and
just a
by
game
1
away from
set.
taking the second set here. Leads 5-4. So serving to stay in the second set here, Eubanks, 4-5.
There we go. Good start for
Love
Francis.
team.
He wants to try and build some momentum here. I feel like at the back end of a set, the first point or two in anyone's service game, really important. Building process, but then it disappears in the blink of an eye. Eubanks finding another ace.
Yeah, it's just long, wasn't it?
I thought there was a call.
I did as well. Yeah, it was called.
Mr. Eubanks is requesting for review of the call on the right baseline.
Yes, the ball was out and it was called out.
Obviously just didn't hear the call, but certainly looked like this was long to the naked eye. Which it was.
15-13.
So 2 points away, Francis Tiafoe.
close to that baseline again.
30 all.
Once again, though, keeps finding that first serve, doesn't he? Really, when he needs it. That's a skill in itself. How many times over the years have you seen Djokovic and Federer, their match point down, a big first serve, a big ace at a vital time?
40-30.
Again, close to the line, within inches of whether it's the service line, the center line, or the sideline. Very accurate.
Game, Eubanks.
Found another. 30. Tiafoe unable to have a look at a
5
break
games
point on
all,
this occasion.
second set.
5 games all. A little anxiously, is Philip Bresk, his coach. They actually had a bit of a fun time, did Chris Eubanks and his coach late last year. Moving pretty high-profile circles, those two. They went and had a little hit with Jamie Foxx, the actor.
Okay.
Led second service.
And they were out in LA and met up with Jamie Foxx, went and had a little hit. There's quite a funny video actually online if you just type it in. And pace behind that backhand. Jamie said, right, serve
Love
as fast
it.
as you can, right at me. Sent down about 140 mile an hour serve, knocked Jamie Foxx to his onto the floor.
Obviously, Jamie Foxx did not pad up for
He didn't
the return.
Philip, his coach, was there as well. Pretty good fun. Oh, wow, some return. He gets to love 30 here, Eubanks.
Love 30.
Oh, now the pressure mounting on Tiafoe. Measured serve.
15-30.
Flush on that center line. It's going down at 116 miles per hour. Know that he can amp it up of the 125 level.
He's sensing an opportunity here, Eubanks.
15-14.
That was 110 mile per hour second serve, and Eubanks was on it.
First time in the match that Eubanks has a look at break points here. And
Game,
he takes it,
Eubanks.
and you can understand the frustration for Francis Tiafoe. He had break point chances in the opening set. He's had break point chances in the second. He hasn't been able to take them, and out of
leads
nowhere,
6 games to 5.
Chris Eubanks will now serve for the second set at
First set,
6-5.
Tiafoe.
Serving for the set here, Eubanks.
15-1.
The dream start. Tiafoe will be absolutely kicking himself here. Whether he did launch a ball out of the stadium at the end of that previous game, but he certainly looked as though he was thinking about doing it.
15 all.
And this is where he should be relying upon his experience, Francis Tiafoe. No doubt been in these situations a few more times than his opponent. Just get the ball back into play. Not doing anything
15-13.
too outrageous with that return. Just centered it up the middle of the court. Eubanks couldn't get out of the way.
Quite a passive first serve, wasn't it?
Yeah.
104 miles an hour, pretty central in that service box. Keep committing here, Eubanks, where he's been successful. From Tiafoe as well. He is 0 for 7 on break points so far in this match.
And that was a secure return of serve. He didn't jump on it, didn't try and overdo the return.
$30-14.
We've seen that time and time again. Tiafoe would be just planning on trying to get a racket on the ball here, at least touch it.
Wonderfully put away.
That's another line.
Yes.
This is pretty clutch from Eubanks.
And Tiafoe headed in that general direction. So a small target, and he lands it.
Advantage, Eubanks.
It's Eubanks who has a look at a set point.
Game and second set Eubanks. 7 games to 5. New balls, please.
Francis Tiafoe, 5 break points in the set, wasn't able to take any of them, but when Eubanks' opportunity came along, he made sure that he did, and he levels this match up at 1 set all.
$15 love. $30-11. Out. 40-11. Game, Tiafoe.
It's a nice confident start for Francis Tiafoe. Start
First
this
game,
third set.
third set.
Won't be any panic at all for Tiafoe. He'll know deep down that he's really been in control of this match. Shouldn't have lost the second set, really. He'll just be thinking, you know what, more of the same, more of how I've been playing the last hour and 40. Should be good enough. Said earlier, you've just got to make sure you stay patient when you play a server like Chris Eubanks. Because in fairness to Tiafoe, almost every single one of his 9 breakpoint chances that he's had a look at, I'm not sure how many of those he's even got a racket to. A good 7 of them, I would say, have just flown past him.
Yeah, and I think if he got the ball back into play, it wasn't to really take control of the point.
Yeah.
It was just getting it in and Eubanks defending or attacking
15
so
love.
well.
Titino.
It's only his second double. Eubanks, pretty good going because he doesn't necessarily hold back with that second serve. That one back.
30-15.
Just defending that return of serve. The ball quickly on him for that attempted pass up the line. There's a few anxious looks from Tiafoe across to his camp there.
Game Eubanks.
Good solid start. This third set for Eubanks, 1 game all.
1 game all, third set.
So at some stage, you know, for Francis, you know, he's been able to provide himself some opportunities, but as we said, he hasn't really got into any of those break points. Maybe it might be time to start thinking of changing his position to return. Perhaps on the second serve, just give himself a bit of room. He does have a tendency to cram or crowd the baseline when he's returning opponent's second serve, Tiafoe.
Led second service.
Smash Tiafoe. Always a little awkward when you play it almost on the baseline.
Game Tiafoe.
That's good serving from Tiafoe. Second ace in this third set already.
Tiafoe leads 2-1, third set.
Early stages here, 2-1.
Kind of new, the headband. A recent addition for the attire.
Yeah. You like it?
Well, it's not necessarily that I have to like it, but I understand the whole philosophy behind it. Certainly ran into some trouble with the heat and humidity in Winston-Salem.
Love
Final
15.
tournament that he competed in before the US Open. No doubt you can see those sweatbands that he has on left and right wrist. The headband is just to absorb that excess sweat. Been trying to pay attention to changing his hydration process through matches.
Fifteen. 30-15.
Done some really big wins in recent months. There's Tiafoe, and he beat Andy Murray in Winston-Salem last week. Picked up a good win over Denis Shapovalov in Toronto. Got into the main draw there on the back of a lucky loser. Obviously, we've mentioned beat Tsitsipas at Wimbledon, first round there. So he's beaten some good players recently.
Yeah, sits at number 5 on the
30
rankings. Ranked 50th in the world right now. And that's number 5 as far as the Americans. They have 14 players inside the top 100.
40-13.
It's a big number, isn't it? 14 of them in the top 100.
It is, yeah. John Isner, the highest ranked heading into the US Open, was the highest ranked. Leo Pelka at number 2, Taylor Fritz, Seb Korda, and then Francis Tiafoe. 5 players inside the top 50.
Yes.
Seen much of Jensen Brooksby at all?
And he is the 14th player on the American side that has just snuck inside the top 100, sitting at number 99. But yeah, Jensen
Advantage,
is a
Eubanks.
unique
Yeah,
player.
it's pretty fun to watch, isn't it?
It is. I'm hoping that I can get out and watch some of his matches live. It's kind of gone through a cycle, really, American tennis. At the moment, we have the
Let's for
4
service.
players with Francis Tiafoe at 23 years of age. He's come up through those junior ranks with Taylor Fritz and Tommy Paul, Riley Opelka, all around the same age. They've been pushing each other.
Yeah,
Game
good
over.
holds. Again, Tiafoe knocking on the door.
2 games all.
Gets him to
That's
juice,
it.
but unable to break it down. 2 games all.
Fifteen man.
You can download the US Open app to cheer on your favourite players, track the latest scores, stats, match highlights, player news, and more. That's available in the App Store and on the
30
Google
man.
Play Store as well.
Let's for service.
Jensen Brooksby, by the way, is playing against Michael Emer in the first rounds here at the US Open this year. Emer felt a bit sorry for him in that Winston-Salem final. Lost pretty heavily to Ilya Ivashka.
I think that's the first one we've
40-15.
seen up the line from Eubanks. Just delays the racket head from going through before the wrist at contact.
40-30.
There's Brooksby a part of that next wave. There's a trio. Seb Korda, 21 years of age. Brandon Nakashima is a part of that trio along with Jensen Brooksby.
Game Tiafoe.
Tiafoe once again comes through pretty convincingly.
Tiafoe leads 3 games
Stays out
to
in
2
front
first
in this
set.
third set,
1-7.
3-2. Just an enormous return from Tiafoe.
Love
Just
the team.
read the serve in position so early.
Love 13.
Stable, solid return from Tiafoe. Kept his balance there, just angled it off cross court. But, another slight opportunity here for the 23-year-old. We've seen this film before today. Love 40.
Love 40.
Using his foot speed. That volley could have been where the point finished. Didn't quite get enough of that. Not sure that the overhead was cleanly struck either, but it was enough. Certainly kept Eubanks moving in that point.
He's got a rare look at a second serve on a break point. Francis Tiafoe takes a breakpoint opportunity. 1 from 10 now in the match. And Tiafoe in control of this third set. He leads by 4 games to 2.
Well, he has just waited through this. It would have been extremely frustrating, the tension, the anxiety building up his end of the court. Finally securing a break.
He got away with it slightly, didn't he? It wasn't a great volley from Eubanks there. But he'll take anything, Tiafoe. Some return.
Love 15.
And I'm sure for Tiafoe it would have been hard to imagine entering the court tonight that it would have been Eubanks that picks up the first service break, and that comes late in the second set. The first break going to Tiafoe midway through the third set.
15 all.
That close. Majority of the ball mark outside beyond the baseline.
$30.50.
To double figures on the ace front, Tiafoe. Still half as many as Eubanks has fired down today.
$40.30.
That's nice. Big inside-in winner.
Juice.
It just waits in that backhand court and stripes his 14th forehand winner for the match.
Let's for service. Advantage Tiafoe.
As well, Eubanks.
Yes.
The shank return falls into play, and then he just balances. Nice finish on that backhand up the line.
Tiafoe. What a time to find it as well. And Eubanks just beginning to threaten here. Such a quick arm, doesn't he? Tiafoe through the ball. Through the game, and Tiafoe backs up the break. And he's one game away from retaking the lead in this one. Eubanks at 2-5. Well, he's got to try and get Francis Tiafoe to serve this out himself here, Eubanks. 2-5. It's still just that single break. Oh, very fortunate from Tiafoe. No apology there, I don't think either. A little bit of needle developing.
Well, take another look at this. The ball looked like it was going to be going wide of the singles line, but deviated back into play.
15 all.
Right, I don't think there was an apology.
No.
I know one of the all-time Australian great tennis players, John Newcombe, had always told us when he was in charge of our Davis Cup team, why say sorry?
13.
You're not
You don't
sorry.
mean it, do you,
No,
I guess? Yeah.
So don't say anything that you don't mean.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you, come on, I've seen you so many times, like, apologise, put your hand. No, he used to say, I never did.
Did you take his advice on board?
Never. Always kind of, well, unless I didn't like the person.
Yeah,
on the other
obviously,
end,
yeah. Nice touch from Eubanks.
40-15.
You never gave a little fist pump, did you, after a net cord or something? Just to really rub salt into the wounds.
I probably did at some stage, you know.
Game Eubanks.
So Eubanks holds. Francis Tiafoe will now try and serve this third set out.
Tiafoe
5-3.
leads 5-3, third set. Love 15.
And he was 2 points behind his first serve in this set. Tiafoe 14 of 16. Eubanks the same, actually, 10 of 12. Nice play. And it's that backhand with the approach.
30-15.
Yeah, return just defended back. A lot of weight behind the return, so it opens the door for Francis to come forward.
14-15.
With an ace out wide.
So 2 set points for Francis Tiafoe.
Game and third set Tiafoe.
Well, after the disappointment of losing the second set, Francis
6
Tiafoe
games to
responds in style. He's finally
Tiafoe
able
leads
to
by
break the serve of
6-1.
Christopher
New
Eubanks.
balls, please.
And he's 1 set away now from the second round here at the 2021 US Open. He takes the third, 6-3.
Love.
Very smart guy away from the court is Chris Eubanks. Kind of feel as though when his tennis career comes to an end, he'll be fine going into various other things. He's got a few other interests. Of course, he went to Georgia Tech University, studied business there.
30-11.
So he's not far off earning his degree. Very good pianist as well. So got back into that apparently in recent months, actually when kind of the pandemic hit. Was able just to spend a little time on the ivories.
30-15. $40-15. Game Eubanks.
Yeah, good start to this fourth set for Chris Eubanks.
First game,
Comfortable hold.
fourth
And
set.
now it's Eubanks who can just start applying a little bit of scoreboard pressure by serving first here. Only the second time this year that Eubanks has faced someone inside the world's top 100. So that's a kind of glimpse into what kind of level he's been operating at for most of 2021. Steve Johnson was the only other top 100 player that he's played this year. He actually beat him as well in that Orlando Challenger event that he went on and won. Beat him 1 and 6. It's been really tough going though for Eubanks on the main tour this year. Hasn't actually won a match. Lost in qualies at the Aussie Open. Made it through qualifying at a 250 event in Singapore before losing to Alexei Popyrin in the opening round. Lost in qualies in Miami. Lost in qualifying at Roland Garros, qualifying at Wimbledon. Lost in qualifying at Newport on the grass as well.
15 up.
And in Washington. So it has been a pretty tough year for Eubanks, that Orlando Challenger aside.
$15. $15-13. $30.
Yeah, quite rightly banging his head there, Eubanks. What a chance that was, 15-30. Trying to do too much with that forehand. Just a complete miss hit.
$40-13.
Yeah, just
Game
wide.
Tiafoe.
Tiafoe comes through, 1 game all.
1 game all, fourth set.
Let's look from up above again. Never get tired of seeing that. Remember, the winner of this one will take on either Filip Krajinovic or Guido Pella in the next round. They're actually out on court at the moment as well.
15 love.
Krajinovic taking the opening set, Pella taking the second set. Pella a break-up in the third. It's been tough going in 2021 for Guido Pella. Really struggled. He's barely won a match. So this would be a much-needed win.
15 all.
done well there, Eubanks. That was a lot trickier than he made it look.
30-15.
Those half-court balls. Tiafoe going to kind of the squash shot there, barely bouncing. He had to get so much topspin and revs on that forehand. It's a fifth double. Can't afford to give Tiafoe any encouragement here. Going up an early break in this fourth set. Yeah, it's good tennis from Eubanks. Nice and aggressive. Found a big first serve and was just able to dictate really from that point onwards.
40-30.
Hasn't been particularly convincing when he's come forward today. He's only won 54% of the points, but good volley there. Back in behind Tiafoe.
Yes.
Second double in the game. Here's his chance. Will always back himself in one of those backhand exchanges, Francis Tiafoe. One for 10 on break points today. He thought he made it. Tiafoe takes control, and he knows how important that break of serve is. It's a long way back in this one for Christopher Eubanks.
Tiafoe
He trails by 2 sets to 1, but he's a breakdown in the fourth. Tiafoe leads 2-1. Lovely, isn't it? We've seen that a few times today.
I mean, from the moment the return came back, it was well struck. Beautifully picked up and handled by Tiafoe. Eubanks determined not to disappear from this match now. See if he can continue to build. Take this next point.
Whether he was expecting Eubanks to gamble one way or the other there. He just went very central with the approach, but Eubanks just kind of stood his ground.
Well, maybe for you and I, we would have had to take 3 or 4 steps, but for Eubanks,
this is true.
It was just one step to hit that backhand drive.
15-13.
It's just that looseness, though, from Eubanks throughout this match, that those opportunities that have arrived a little too casual, not to be able to get the ball back into play.
30 all.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why he's got a high of 147. Because, I mean, the talent's there, isn't he? He's got all the shots. He's got the big serve, the forehand, and even the backhand. I mean, it looks solid enough.
Yeah.
Forty, 30. Game.
Yeah, consolidates the break. And Francis Tiafoe has a little bit of a cushion now in this full set, 3-1.
3 games to 1 4 set.
You can stay connected to the US Open on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Join the conversation with hashtag US Open.
Fifteen man.
It's one of those returns that just catches Eubanks moving backwards. Follow through, barely finished, and the ball arrived back on his toes.
Fifteen, 30.
Maybe released. Certainly being tied up. Tiafoe now with a buffer break of serve, a couple more break points here.
Out. 30, 40.
Going for an ambitious return of serve.
Yes.
How many times have we seen that today?
Mostly down the tee on that ad side.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And certainly when Francis has just edged over there, Eubanks has been able to find the flat wide as well.
Advantage, Eubanks. Game,
Well, that's
Eubanks.
another very good hold from Eubanks when his back's against the wall. So
Tiafoe
often
leads
today he's been able to find his best tennis.
Fourth set, and
He
by
still
2
trails
sets to 1.
by a break in this fourth set. Tiafoe leading 3-2.
Game, Tiafoe.
Another very straightforward hold of serve for Tiafoe, who just keeps nudging that
Tiafoe
scoreboard.
leads
He's edging
4
closer
games
here.
to 2 fourth set. Out. 15 love. Third love.
We've seen enough from Eubanks today, Woody, to suggest that he can break into the world's top 100.
Yeah, I am a little surprised that he actually hasn't got closer.
40 love.
I mentioned his highest ranking sits at 147. That was a few seasons back, but yeah, there's certainly the basis that he could, break inside the top 100, but it's just perhaps the consistency week after week,
Game,
match after
Eubanks.
match, that just hasn't been able to embrace well enough yet.
No, he's not out of this match just yet. Just hanging around here,
And by 2
Eubanks.
sets to 1.
Tiafoe with the break, though. 4-3. Just wide.
15 love.
There's confirmation, just missing. And it's probably the one aspect of his game, Adam, that I've noticed that when he's missing, he's not missing by much, but I wonder whether he needs to go for such a small target.
Yeah.
15 all.
Does the movement of Tiafoe almost force you in to go into the lines a little more?
Yeah, quite possibly. Know how athletic Tiafoe is coming out of the corners.
So good.
30-15.
There's a bit of athleticism as he moves back. Make sure that that back foot is planted, anchored down. Tremendous strength.
And again, gets up to it with time to spare, Eubanks. Another half little opportunity here.
He gave us a little fake look.
To find a forehand of that quality, and it brings Christopher Eubanks a break point.
30-14.
Playing with lots of margin, and make sure that he loads up with that back foot. This is the forehand. Unloads well.
Eubanks breaks again. And we are back on serve in this fourth set. Great resilience from the American. 4 games all.
Well, it went out after the break. Didn't just sit back and react, hoping for Tiafoe to miss. He'd get a little tight. He went out and played proactive tennis and earned that break of serve.
Love 15.
Still able to get full control though.
15 all.
They had to make those adjustments at the point of the volley. And just does enough to land it short. And sometimes the less is more on the volley.
Stunning.
15-13.
And there's a response from Tiafoe. Maybe a little frustration. Serve not getting out of the strike zone. Tiafoe trying to remain as calm as can be here. See if he can engineer another break of serve. And there's another serve off the tee on that ad court.
Would you just be covering that, slightly almost forcing him to go wide?
He would have had to have moved over yesterday. I think in order, I mean, it is played with great accuracy. Eubanks at tee serve.
(40-13).
Turn back, Tiafoe got it back with decent depth as well.
Yes.
There's that overzealousness from Eubanks. No need to go for the outright winner on that backhand up the line. The mistake now could be costly. Draws back to deuce.
Oh, goodness me, it's another absolute beauty on the return from Tiafoe.
Advantage, Tiafoe. Yes.
just about made it.
Advantage, Eubanks. Deuce.
Traffic into that Eubanks backhand there, Tiafoe. It's another chance.
Advantage, Tiafoe.
So perhaps this is the time where I'd be edging over and just cover the tee serve. You've got to surrender some piece of territory. As we've mentioned, that the more favoured serve seems to be up the tee here.
But Tiafoe is equal to it. That is some return game he's played there. He brings straight back. And in a couple of moments' time, we'll serve for a spot in round two. Tiafoe leads 5-4.
And by 2 sets to 1.
So one more service game required here for Frances Tiafoe. Great bounce back in that last game after being broken. Serving forward at 5-4.
That has to be about a fresh shirt number 10.
Yeah, and the rest, I think.
Fresh for one game. That's
well, maybe.
Maybe.
30 love.
2 points away. A big serve down the tee. Certainly going to keep the locker room attendants busy.
Yeah.
Overnight.
Tiafoe, rightly so. And it brings him 3 match points.
40 love. Game, set match, Tiafoe.
Between two great friends. It's Frances Tiafoe who comes out on top. Eubanks put up a great fight. And it is Tiafoe into round 2. He comes through 6-4 in the 4th.